It's day 26 of Putin's invasion and key Ukrainian cities continue to be battered by Russian airstrikes. Several buildings in capital city of Kyiv have suffered damages from relentless Russian bombardment. A shopping center was heavily damaged after a massive explosion struck the capital of Kyiv, of Ukraine by Russian shelling, leading to a sixth deaths. Forces advancing from the direction of Hostomel to the northwest have been repulsed by fierce Ukrainian resistance. The bulk of Russian forces remain more than 25 kilometers from the center of the city. The port city of Mariupol in Ukraine is under siege. Ukraine has rejected Russia's demand to surrender the city. Ukraine's deputy prime minister said the city will not be handed over to Russia. In Ravine city, Russia carried out 2 missile strikes on a training ground. Near Odessa, the Ukrainian military shot down a Russian military ship. Russia continues to escalate the assault. Ukraine civilians are coming out on the street undeterred by mortal threat. Meanwhile, Ukrainian president has stated he is more than willing for talks with Putin, but warned failure of diplomacy can result in World War III.
It is already the 25th day since Russian military has been vainly trying to find imaginary Nazis from whom they allegedly wanted to defend our people.
Bruised and battered, Ukraine is showing remarkable courage and resilience in face of an all-out offensive by Russia. Ukraine said there is no question of surrendering the city of Mariupol after Russia called on Ukrainian forces to lay down arms. The Deputy Prime Minister of Ukraine said, and I quote, "There can be no question of any surrender, laying down of arms." He was responding to a Russian general offering safe passage to Ukrainian soldiers who surrender. President Zelensky once again rallied his war-torn country, reminding it of the cardinal duty to fight Russian atrocities. An emotional official statement released from Zelensky's office said that Ukraine doesn't owe huge territory, nuclear weapons, nor does it have oil and gas, but it has its people and our land, which is gold. Most key Ukrainian cities are being shelled non-stop by the Russians, with residential complexes, hospitals, schools being bombarded. Earlier India Today also spoke to Katerina Kuvita, survivor who fled from Kyiv. Listen in.
Do you mind showing us your adorable pet again? We really want to see him or her.
Oh,
Her?
I have catched one of them because to another with my parents. They just live in another flat, and one is hiding. And
Oh my God, she's adorable, Katrina, and really appreciate you putting in so much effort to bringing her safe with you. But you know, animals are really sharp and sensitive to sounds. What did your pet go through? Would you understand what she's feeling? Because if you can hold her and give us an understanding as to how she's doing, you know? Yeah.
Yes,
How is she doing?
Now she's okay. So you see, she's in safety. They understand everything. They were escaping and they were hiding from the bombs with us. They heard everything. They were very frightened and they were silent. Even cats were silent. So all the way. The way was very difficult for them because we moved by one car. And there were only a little space for everybody, and we just put them all together. And the way was really, really difficult because it was dangerous from the one way and from another way. We tried to take some things that we need to. We don't know if we can go back home in a week, in a month, in a year. We even don't know if we have where to go back because today my village is under aggressive attacks. Yesterday they bombed one more time my village because they can't get into Kyiv, and they tried to kill everything around the Kyiv.
As the Russian-Ukraine war enters day 26, the chorus is growing to stop the war. People around the world are protesting against Putin's military action in Ukraine.
Estamos por la paz y por la otra. Estamos por The chorus is growing to stop the war. The world protesting Putin's military action in Ukraine. Hundreds protested in Madrid and marched against Russia's invasion of Ukraine, holding placards seeking peace and chanting slogans against Russian President Vladimir Putin. Protesters marched to Puerta del Sol in the Spanish capital.
I am against Putin's war that is only destroying and causing the death of innocent people. I want the war to end as soon as possible.
Pro-Ukraine rallies were also taken out in Switzerland and Armenia's Yerevan, where protesters slammed Russian offensive. At the Kukuriki-Koslovichi border crossing point, a convoy of trucks has already stretched for over 30 kilometers. Protesters are blocking heavy trucks coming from Russia and Belarus with supplies for the invasion army. Similar scenes were also seen in Ukraine's Kherson, controlled by Russia, and in Kokoka region. The most shocking news came from Ukraine's Berdansk, where Ukrainian protesters claimed that the military assaulted and detained them. Meanwhile, many Russian nationals bitterly opposed to the war are fleeing their country to escape hounding and legal persecution for joining unsanctioned anti-war protests. Many are heading to the United States and are stuck at the US-Mexico border. Bureau Report, India Today.